Welcome to the Ref Room, hockey talk for referees, coaches, players, and fans.
Broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
With your hosts, Smokin, Silz, and Baumruck.
Live.
The Ref Room starts right now.
And now your host.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's Monday. I am Smokin Silz with my man Brad Baumruck, our referee-in-chief here from the Chicagoland area. It's, come on, now, I didn't call you Ricky. I was good today.
Doesn't matter. You're never going to stop. Anyways.
You get a title. You've got a
Good
title.
to see ya.
You know, we need to recognize. Yeah, anyway. All right, good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. Hockey's back. I mean, you know, the season is kind of started now, so we're starting to see those youth games, which is great. We do have a birthday. I understand Barb Huffness is celebrating a birthday today, one of the longtime schedulers, so we'll send her a shout-out.
I did see
happy
that.
birthday. Eric Priswa is checking in, and he says, "What's up, boys? I miss y'all." Well, where are you, Eric? I mean, you know, put it in the comments. Where are you? I don't know if
I know where he's at.
Is he down south
He's going
or
to
something?
school.
Oh, is he at school? Oh, okay. That's
Closer-
cool. I mean,
closer
yeah, it's
to
hard to believe
Colorado.
college has started back up. It's crazy. Hockey season. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, you started working games yet?
No, I got my first 2 games, the third.
Yeah,
the third.
I got games starting
So Saturday.
Friday, but I had 2. They just sent me a cancellation on the first one, so hopefully the other one will still happen. And I think I got 3 of them on Saturday, so that's cool. Looking forward to it. Oh, Eric's in Wyoming. Very nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Way out there. I don't think you have any 4 o'clock bars or anything out there. You got a lot of open land is what you got in Wyoming, okay? You got to go to the truck
snowstorms.
stop if you want to get a late night snack, okay? That's all that's open.
All right, don't offend people that you don't know.
Right.
In
He
other
said he's
areas
been there
of the
for 2
country,
months.
okay?
Finally skated Saturday with USPHL scrimmage. Okay, very nice. Well, are you out there going to school, Eric, or are you out there, you know, working the league? Did they put you up and that's what you're doing? You know, chime in.
Well, yeah, if
Says
they put you up.
You got 2 o'clock bars. That's good. That's better than we've had around here lately. So, very good.
I
All
just
right,
heard.
man. Well, it's always,
I just heard somebody was out at 2 a.m. Somebody that I know that we were doing a seminar, and he's like, "Yeah, we went out Friday," and he's like, 2 a.m. That's like, what did he put? That's amateur hour. He's like, I'm used to the 4 a.m. bars from where I used to live, and I'm like, 4 a.m. I don't even think I stayed out at a 4 a.m. bar. Like I know
used
you
to
do
work the
because you work.
nightclubs, and on Saturday we were open till 5. Last call was at like 4:25, and around 4:35, we started telling people you got to go. All right, so
Yeah, everybody
and then
have
we
a good
went out
morning.
from
Get
there.
out.
We went to the after hours places. So we used to have after hours clubs. We had 2 kinds. You go to Cicero, and they serve liquor, and they were open like 23 hours a day, I think. And then we had the after hours clubs that didn't serve alcohol, and they would stay open till like noon the next day. So that's when all the industry people would come in, and it was a good party at that point. So a lot of fun.
You just like spurred something in my head, you know, like in the Blues Brothers, where they're like, "What kind of music do you have?" We have both kinds, country and western.
The 2 kinds I
I
hate.
thought you were going to
country
say
and
something
Western.
like. I thought you were going to say something like that. Like,
No,
oh
there's
yeah,
2
we got
types
these
of
2
music
kind of
I hate:
clubs.
country and Western. There you go. I'm a house
right,
music
okay.
guy. I'm a house music guy, and I like the new disco stuff. I like. There's some cool stuff out there. We got some good
The
music.
new disco stuff.
It's called new disco. Disco. New disco. And it
All
is.
right, I
It
trust you.
sounds like better than the old disco. It's beefed up a little bit more. It's good. Trust me on this
More
one.
bass. It's got more
some
bass
pop.
and more cowbell.
It's got some pop to it. Okay.
All right.
See, there's 2 kinds of
Anyways.
there's the cool disco, and then there was the trash disco. The trash disco is the stuff you heard every day on the radio, like the cheesy stuff. That's not the disco that I know and love.
All right,
Mine has
I
more of
believe
an
you.
R&B feel to it, like it goes back. So we can,
All right, enough disco.
This is the Ref Room show. We're not. This is not my DJ music show. So Let's stay on topic here. I can't keep you ever on track, Rick. Brad.
Yeah, see, now you can't even. Anyways, so what we were going to talk about today is, Scott, I wanted to know what you like when you're assisting with seminars and why you do it personally. I thought we'd both talk about it.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to do this, and I'm sure Brad is recruiting with this message a little bit today because he'd love to get some new blood in there. And I just really enjoy giving back, and that's something that we've talked about over the course of time. Because in my industry as a DJ, I'm not saying that we typically give all the trade secrets away and all the secret sauce, but as a referee, I'm more than happy to tell you everything I know about refereeing and everything that you've probably forgotten more than I'll ever know because you've been doing it for 24 years or whatever. I'm only 10 years in, but I truly, I've tried to take in as much as I can over the 10-year period from as many people as I can and figure out the best parts of it. And that's what I like to share back to everybody so that they understand the game better and can do a better job out there, which just makes it better for everybody, better for the players, better for the coaches, better for the spectators, better for your partners. We're a team out there too. So that's something that I truly enjoy. And, I'm not shy. So getting up in front of people and talking doesn't really bother me like it does. Some people clam up or they get real soft spoken like this, but it's fun. I think it's very cool to see somebody asking questions and getting into it a little bit and trying to understand better. And I think that you find from some of the, I'm going to say the people that are probably going to be your better referees are asking some much deeper questions. They're asking more about the mental side of the game. They're not asking like, what's the determining line of this offside? They're asking you like, when this guy does this, what do you call in that situation or how do you handle that situation? I think, then you're really getting into somebody that wants to learn the game and wants to learn more about the intricate mental side of the game. I guess that's the best way to put it.
No, I agree with you. And Scott, the one point that you make is the referees willing to talk about it, teach you their tips and tricks. I think the biggest thing about that is, anybody that I've ever refed with or even, learned from, even me nowadays, I want you to be better. Do you know why? Because we're both going out there and you are only as good as the weakest official on the ice. I'm sorry.
Yep,
that's what
right.
they remember. And they confuse us and they say, these two guys, well, one could be the problem and the other one's not. And we get grouped together. So in my eyes, and I think your eyes and a lot of the other instructors' eyes, the better that we can make you is, we could be going out there on a Saturday and we're going to go out there and we're going to do this game together. And both of us are being judged by our performance overall. Yeah. And getting better together makes all of us better. And it diffuses a lot of things that could be diffused, and a lot of people, it's just, they don't know, hey, I didn't know I could do that. Or, the biggest trick that I always teach new people is, you go in there and you have a 2 and a 10, right? And there's 7 minutes left in the period. Now, I don't know if I taught you this one on the ice or told you it, but okay, you got 7 minutes, right? Well, you got another period after that to play. Well, you see there are people, they're like, okay, I got 12 minutes, now minus 7. So now they're at 5. They got 5 minutes into the next period, 15, they're coming out at 10. Okay, or you could just do this the real simple way. Add 15 and 7, 22, and subtract 12. That's when they get out. That's when they come out of the box. Anything that lays over that's going to over trail into the next period, just add it to the next period, whatever's remaining, and subtract by whatever it is. Then you automatically know when they get out of the box. Yep. And I didn't learn that till I was refereeing. It was probably like it was a long time, like 7th or 8th year. And I was refereeing with somebody, and they were like, well, they get in there, we add this and whatever. And they said it out loud, and it was like, wow, that guy discovered fire over there. Like, yeah. It's a new civilization. We could see all night and cook our food. Like, well, I couldn't believe it. It was so eye-opening. Let's just throw this out.
How many officials don't even know when the guy does get out of the box?
You're supposed to be there if it's during a stoppage to hopefully escort him across the box, or, in that situation where one guy from each team's coming out at the same time.
Yep.
you might want to have somebody over there depending on how heated that debate was when they went into the box.
That's right.
Just
Well, hopefully
putting
they
it
got
out
a
there.
chance to cool down, and you may have had to go over there and ask him to cool down a little bit more. You just don't know. You may have already dealt with that situation once.
Yeah, they could be whining at you both from the box, which is amusing.
Well, the
There was
thing
a
is,
referee.
When you talk about the fact that we're judged together out there, that's a big part, because we all need to be on the same page. And when you work with new partners, there's a bit of a feel out period possibly to see, like, what's the standard from this particular official, or what are they seeing, what are they not seeing that they should be seeing. If you haven't worked with them before, you kind of need to figure it out. You may ask them, hey, how long you been reffing? What level are you? What games do you typically work? You might feel them out a little bit before you hit the ice, but you want to be on that same page. Do they have a real tight standard where, like, you look at the guy wrong and the guy's arm goes up, or is it going to be like, let those boys play some hockey? So you need to know.
With that, there's that feeling out period, but the first, I'd say when I'm working with somebody new, probably the first, 5 minutes of the game, other than getting a feel for the game, I'm getting a feel for their positioning, where they're going to go. If we're working the two official system, are they constantly bailing away from the play, or are they an official that wants to get in front of the play? Because it changes how fast I have to get out of a face-off. In order to make sure that somebody's at that line. Again, we're getting judged, together. So we don't want a naked line because, hey, I get it. Some guys don't want to be in front of it. Either they can't skate well enough, they can't skate backwards well enough, so they prefer to trail everything. Well, sometimes that's just not possible with a neutralized face-off, to where they may not get in front of that play if they're the inside partner on the blue line there, and you're dropping it in the neutral zone. You may have to bail back real quick instead of waiting to get to that blue line that's real close.
Well, that neutral zone face-off or a center ice face-off can be very interesting. First of all, the center ice is probably the toughest to get out of in a lot of situations if play just happens
now
to
you're
get
talking
caught up there.
You're talking center ice, right?
Yeah, I'm talking right now. I'm talking center.
Okay.
I know you were talking neutral, and we will talk neutral as well. But the toughest one to get out of and the most dangerous one is the center ice face-off, because you're going to have all the players conveying on you, depending on, how well that center controls the puck off winning the draw or losing the draw. Depends on how much traffic you may have to contend with getting out of there safely. So I think that, that's something that you obviously have to be mindful of. But, if you're working the neutral face-off, the point I want to make really is when your partner is dropping that puck on one of these neutral or center ice face-offs, you may have to go in two different directions if you're the second. Yeah, of course. Right. What are we talking about?
Lots of it.
I'm keeping an eye on you. Yeah, but
lots of nonverbal between each other.
The puck starts to move this way and it changes. Your partner may not be out of that position yet. He may still be trapped in there. So you may have to go in more than one direction to establish where you're going to go for play. And that's something I don't see from a lot of the less experienced officials. I think, when you work with an official that's got a ton of experience, I'm talking about the ones that are probably working in the upper leagues, it's amazing to me. They're not even yelling across the ice at you. They've already gone. Like, you get caught up at, along the boards, along a line change or something like that. That partner isn't like, hey, like, I got it. They're just already down at the goal line. They went, okay? That's the difference that you'll notice immediately when you work with the really high-level official. I won't say high level, but somebody that's very experienced and very good at what they do. They're already gone. They already took your spot. So make sure you're watching for them.
So what I can tell you is when I'm over on the other side, it doesn't matter if I'm working with an official that I've known for 20 years or 5 minutes. If I have a moment to where I see you and I go, oh shit, this guy's going to get killed, I have already started to go, because I'm pretty sure you're going to get caught. And luckily enough, I do have enough skating ability, sometimes, before anybody points that out. Sometimes I have enough skating ability in order to still escape back if you're able to make it.
Yeah.
But I also do it to make sure that if I do see that moment, that I can pass you and you can see me you don't have to put yourself in that situation to get train wrecked.
Yeah.
I don't want my partner to get hurt because no offense, I don't want to wait for you on the ice. Sorry, Scott. I know you had your injury. I don't want to wait for you on the ice. I don't want to have that feeling.
Oh, hey, they just left me there. They went and finished the game on a different rink. They just left me. Just so you know. They don't care. They just left. They had 7 minutes left in the spring league game. They left. It was like, yeah, he'll be fine.
Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know what to tell you. So,
yeah.
But anyway, so, I want to see that. And then also, I don't want you to get hurt because, A, like I said, I don't want to see you on the ice. B, I don't want you to get hurt because if you end up leaving the game, guess what? You still got to finish that game.
That's right.
Like, unless it's something that, you get hurt and we're in the middle of what I would consider like a bloodbath. And we've had to break up multiple altercations at this point. Then it's up to, me to decide, is it safe for me?
Well,
And
you're assuming
moreover, is
it's
it
a
safe for the
two-man.
players?
How often are you going to be in that bloodbath situation in a two-man? You probably work in a 3 or a 4-man. The 3-man could possibly go down to 2. The 4 would go down to 3. So.
Yeah, and that would be fine, but I'm just saying in case it's a 2 official system. So, that's the one thing I look for, and, like I said, the big thing is going, oh shit, that guy's going to get killed, and I don't have any other way to describe it, really.
Well, I'm curious because I had a conversation the other day with somebody that's been doing this a very, very long time. I won't mention any names. Mm-hmm. They worked some games with me. And so I'm used to when I come off if I'm holding a line for you, you're you're R1 in your zone and I'm back on the blue line. I'm coming backwards off that blue line and I'm pretty much going all the way down to my goal line backwards. Okay?
Why?
I've just become accustomed to it. It's just pretty much what I do. I just go and, I'm pretty good with the lines that way. Now, my partner would rather see me stop at that blue line.
Make the call and then follow play up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're comfortable with, whatever seems to work. I just like having those players in front of me all the time. I like them in front of me. I'm used to that.
I do. I understand exactly where the other officials are coming from because I'm the same way.
Yep.
And B, so there's a couple points we can have here. This is kind of interesting that we talked about us, given, what we were giving back and our opinions, and we've gotten on
and
this.
And so now I'm giving back because I'm taking what somebody else. See, this is something that I was kind of taught because somebody had a conversation with me and we discussed this in detail. And so, again, this is how we have learned to do things and operate out there. So go ahead and.
Yeah, so I would totally agree with that official's take on it. And the reason is, especially when you're in the 2 official system, I assume you were working 2 officials, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so A, you make that call at that blue line and you're stopped. All you have to do is make a couple steps out and you're right back on that other side of the blue line if that play switches real quick. And then the second part is when you start following up the play after you make that first call, A, that line's not naked as long. We already covered that part. But B, it's now into the natural progression of the 3 official system to where you're following up play. So it starts to get you used to that angle instead of the backwards angle, which the backwards angle is, in my opinion, I agree with you, it's easier. But I wouldn't be doing that going in because also when you're backwards, in order to do like a 2-point pivot turn, in order to get away from the boards when play stops, it's a little more difficult backwards when it gets behind you. You're still going to have to turn around anyways. So as you're going forwards, it gives you those chances to avoid incidents or even, when you're going backwards, you can't see as much behind you, so you can't cut to that goalpost as fast either. But if you're following it up, you can cut right into that goalpost and get there actually faster than you possibly could skating backwards. So I agree with that 100%. That's how I follow up play. Yep. But, again, it's to each their own, and 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. But, the good thing that you're doing is that's a natural progression into the 4 official system in the referee spot. Yeah. Because that's where you're forced to skate the entire time because you're dealing with the linesman, you're dealing with play, and it's actually ultimately where the positioning of the system actually works the best because you both maintain the same distance between each other, and then that field of vision's open the entire time.
Yeah.
Look at us.
That's just what I'm comfortable with, and I'm pretty good with the offside call that way. I know what to look. I know how to angle and what to look for. Unless I got like 6 guys across that line, I'm going to be pretty good with that call. You're going to. I don't care. It's 2-man. You're going to miss something at some point, obviously offside wise. If you're not on that line, and with 2 guys, you can't possibly be on that line all the time. It's just the way hockey's designed. There's movement, and it's up and down, and pucks turn over fast, and it is what it is.
If we're there, at least we're giving ourselves a chance.
That's right.
If nobody's there, we're not giving ourselves a chance whatsoever, and we deserve to get yelled at.
Yeah. And we will.
So, it happens.
And rightfully so. But, the official pointed out to me, that one of the advantages of that is, you've typically got the benches right on the blue line. They get a better view of the line than we do in certain instances. So that's why they feel like you'd be better off if you just stop there and wait it out and then go like the 3 official. So
yeah, I don't know with them changing how all the buildings are nowadays. I mean, I totally foresee all the rinks, as we start to modernize here. Like it's not going to happen overnight, but I saw how the NCAA has their setup with the 2 benches directly across from each other, and then they have the penalty box and the scorekeeper, the timekeeper, on the home team side, and that's the advantage throughout the game.
Interesting. So do we have a rink that has a setup like that in the Chicagoland area? I don't believe we do.
I almost consider South Bend the Chicagoland area. It's so close.
Okay, so
it's
I've
in
never
South
worked
Bend.
at South Bend, so I've never actually seen that arrangement.
Yeah.
The newest rinks that we have are Evanston, Glenview, Fifth Third. Mm-hmm. Those are all brand new buildings, and they all have penalty box across. Let's see. Glenview has penalty box on the same side as the benches. Fifth Third has penalty box opposite the benches on both rinks. And Evanston, did I say Evanston or did I say Glenview? So Evanston has.
It's across.
Yeah, Glenview and Evanston built the penalty box on the same side as the benches.
Oh no, it's on the same side because I was just
same
there.
Side.
And I'm not saying anybody's going to change to it like right away. This is my personal opinion. I think it's a good setup. I think it alleviates, the officials having to fight with players changing lines right at that blue line. I think it alleviates them being off sides on plays, on the long stretch passes because of line changes. It alleviates you having to watch them changing on those plays because they're getting off and getting on. It just, I think it's good. Plus, I like the idea that the advantage is that guy is right there at his bench and he doesn't have to skate all the way across the ice because that could really open up for a team to where that guy comes right out and they put their best player out. Now, the other team, they could have the same play where they could have that spot, but their guy's got to skate all the way across in order to get that best guy out.
Yeah,
Somebody has a good way to notice him. That's just
a good
me.
Advantage.
I like it.
It's a good advantage. I don't disagree. So both the benches are across from each other, correct?
Right in the neutral zone.
And then the penalty
right
box
in the middle.
is what? Towards one side? Towards the red line?
Yes.
Or?
It was no. The benches straddle the red. They cover the red line. So half the bench is on one side, the other half is on the other.
And that penalty box is closer to the bench side of that, or like to the defending zone, rather?
It's off the corner of one of the. You know what? I didn't see what zone Notre Dame defends. So I'm gonna actually watch. It's kind of funny. I was thinking about this the other day when I watched one of their games because I want to see if that penalty box closer to the net that they defend twice. Because I bet if I built that rink, that's where I would have put it.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm just putting it out there.
The NHL always has the penalty box opposite the benches.
But they do try things after other places try it.
Yeah,
so
but you know what that would cost to try, because now you got to take some 100 level seats. You'd add some and you'd take some away.
You just move them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a little more expensive probably for them. and they'd have to move the penalty. They'd have to move the penalty box too.
It's okay. They added the money from behind the goals when they got rid of goal judges. So those 6 or 8 seats or 12 seats or whatever it is could definitely make up for them switching it to make the game better overall. And trust me, if the teams think that they're going to win more home games, they'll take the bite for the couple bucks on the tickets.
I'm sure they would. You know, it could be the difference of making the playoffs versus not making the playoffs, and that's worth millions of dollars. So, plus the TV revenue. Yeah. So what else do you like about? What are you looking for when you're looking for people to teach at the seminars, and what are you hoping for them to bring to the table? Maybe that's different from what we've seen over, my tenure.
So number one is we're looking for you to have some sort of charisma and personality. If you're flat and monotone, you're not going to be very interesting. You're not going to be very successful.
Compound that with a Zoom meeting, and you got a real snoozer going on.
So that's number one. Number two is that you have a willingness that you want to be there. Yeah. That you're not just coming in. Some of the stuff that we get, from some of our instructors, whether they're certified or not, it's just good material, and they send it around, and they're like. Every once in a while I'll be in a seminar, I'll be like, wow, that's really good. Can you send that to me? And then I add it to what I'm doing. So that's a good thing. And to be able to just, roll with the punches is a big thing. I know a lot of people don't think that, but, every wedding, Scott, again, we'll talk about your DJing days, people that haven't gone through weddings, every wedding that you're involved in, something catastrophic happens.
Really?
And you still... Don't act like it doesn't. My wife lost her veil the night before. That was an interesting long night for the bridesmaids.
Yeah.
So, but it's just like that. Things happen. Get to the seminar. Say, hey, I'm here. Dependability. That's the big one too. And then the big thing is that you have overall knowledge. You've picked up something. Maybe from the outside, maybe you've refereed in another state and they do things differently. Bring it into us. Let's talk about it because it could be something that we could change, and I have no issues with that.
Well, I think one of the things I would like to see change in the on-ice portion, I would like to see us have a megaphone or some sort of amplification so that instructions can be clearer for all to hear. I think that's personally for me. I think that's a challenge out there. Not giving the directions,
so the good thing
to
is
hear the instructions. And
I know a lot of places have tried. Like we even tried it for a couple years, and we had problems with. Okay, you get to the rink, you can't get it connected. That's a big problem, big issue always. Okay, you get to the rink, and it's still too quiet, and guys can yell louder. Which is even crazier. You wouldn't think that that'd be the case. Or you get to the rink, and guess what? Their sound system's not even working. So now the person that's not ready to yell has to yell.
That's why in my business we don't work with other people's gear. We bring our own because we know it works. We know how it works. We know what it's capable of. That's just
all right. Yeah.
It's another thing. I mean, even if it's a megaphone, honestly, a megaphone I think would be helpful just so people can hear the instructions a little bit clearer.
I do know somebody brought one.
Did they use it though?
I know. I don't.
I think
so.
I was at that seminar, but I did. They brought it, but they didn't use it. They should have used it.
Yeah, I don't think I remember them using it. I was bouncing back and forth during it. So
yeah.
No, we could think about it. It's just another thing to remember and to carry, though. That's the big problem.
Yeah.
So, but the one thing that I want to share is...
these things are a production. You've got 50, 100 people out there, whatever. It's a production. You got to treat it like a production. We got a game day
producer now. Thanks for volunteering. I love it.
I'm just saying, it's a production.
We'll see you next week after this weekend. We'll see you next week.
You need better audio in the in the seminar itself, so that when you're running the slideshows and death by PowerPoint, people can hear the stuff. I mean, it's sound is the most important thing. I don't care. Visual is second. Sound is number one for everybody, even in this game.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I hear you. So, but other than that, the big thing I get out of it, and this is what I want to tell people is, I still go up there, and like I went up there Saturday and I was dealing with something else. My head's like pounding at the same time. And, I went and I talked for maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. But, in my mind, 1 or 2 is probably more like 5 or 10. So, but anyways, I was up there, and just to see the people's faces and the reactions, like where they realize something or like some stress is relieved. Because, I said to them, I go, look, you're level 1s. I go, honestly, you have no idea what you're walking into. I go, and that's a good thing.
The truth.
I go, but it's the best on the job training that you're ever going to. I go, and don't get discouraged. I go, you're going to miss stuff. You're going to get yelled at. I'm sorry. You're going to get yelled at. There's nothing we can do about that. It's
Unfortunately,
just
that's
the nature
truth.
of the beast. So you're going to get yelled at. But here's the deal. If you make a mistake, don't get caught in it. Don't get caught into having a second mistake because of the first mistake.
Learn
and then
from
a third
it.
mistake
That's
because
the
of the
big one.
second mistake.
Learn from it.
Yep. And, the kids that were in that room, the second I said, you have no idea what you're walking into, everybody's eyes got like a deer when you see it in the middle of the night and it didn't expect you to be driving by. But then I said, don't worry about it. Everybody messes up. Then I proceeded to tell them about my first squirt travel game. I'm out there. I'd probably refereed, 30 games at that point. This is a long time ago. And we're out there, and, all of a sudden, there's too many guys on the ice. I hit the whistle. When I turned around, the goalie was gone.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah,
We've
I was
all
like,
been there.
what are you going to
Except
do?
me, of
I mean,
course.
yeah.
We've all been there.
You know what? You know what's funny is actually I was doing games like 5 years ago, and a guy that I've reffed with a million times, I've never seen him like have any. He hit the whistle on one of those, and I skated over to him, and I'm like, "Is this your first time?" And he just looked at me. Hang on, he just looked at me and went, "I have no clue why I did that." I
Give
literally
us a thumbs up if you've been in that position before. Give us a thumbs up.
Oh, that's
okay?
good.
Because we've all done it at some point. We're so anxious to start counting and we forget. Oh, because you're thinking, well, like there's 3.5 minutes left in the game. Why are they pulling the goalie at this point? It's a 1-goal game. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so what's funny about it though is I go to this guy. I'm like, why'd you do that? He goes, I have no idea why I did that. He goes, I looked at the net. I recognized the goalie wasn't in there. I turned. I counted him on the ice again. I looked at the clock, and then I hit the whistle. I'm like, what? He's like, I don't. He's like, I have no clue why I did that. I'm like, well, do you want to go tell him? He's like, oh, I'll go tell him. He's like, what else are we going to do? I already blew the whistle. Yeah. But he's like, he was so like stunned that he did it. Like,
yeah, it's easy to own. But it honestly, like, you get at the start of the game, before the game starts, you go over with the score sheet and you start counting players. It's difficult. Get 20 guys out on the ice or 20 players out on the ice and try to count them when they are moving and shooting pucks and see how many you come up with. 18, I got 21, I got 23, I got 19. You keep counting. You almost have to wait till they stop. It is not easy to do. Yeah, whatever you need to do, but I'll try counting. There you go. There's a tip. I'll try counting by 4s now. But
do you want to know another? You want to know another tip?
Sure. Well, we're giving them away. We're giving them away
out
today.
On the ice.
They're free.
You're out on the ice before the players, right? Okay.
Count as they come out.
Your partner watches one door. You watch the other and count them as they come out.
Yeah, that might work at the high level where they all come out at the same time, but that's not always the case. I've tried that before.
But if your number is lower, you're going to ask, and they're going to say that guy just walked out here.
Yeah.
If you count too many, you definitely know you have a problem.
Yeah, then you do know.
So think of it that way.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
For everybody that's watching, put in the comments, what happens if you don't have the right number of players on the score sheet? Let's say somebody shows up later. What happens? Is it a penalty? Is it not a penalty? Does the goal count?
More
Does the goal
serious
not
question.
count?
I have a more serious question.
Yeah.
Team skate. So team has 17 players listed on the roster, right? Okay. They're skating 16. We confirmed it from a video afterwards. They only played 16 guys. Where was the 17th guy? Nobody knows. Oh, he served his suspension. Well, we have no record of him not being there. It's not on the sheet. If they would have counted, guess what? They would have said, hey, you only got 16 out here. That coach would have been, oh, yeah, Ryan's suspended, written it on the sheet, and that player's suspension would have been served that way. Could have been totally avoided.
So he lost his serving of the suspension. Yeah. So,
Yep. Or
so
worse.
legit, you do
Or
have
worse.
situations where a coach will turn around and tell you, I have a player that's coming. I've got 17 on the roster. There's 16 here right now. I have a player that's coming. He's caught in traffic or something like that. Fine, no problem. He's on
All
the
right.
sheet.
Now, how about this one, Scott? There's 21 players on the sheet. There's no video. They ask 3 months later, why did this team play with 21 guys? They won 5-3. Oh, they didn't have 21 guys out there. How do you know? Well, guess what? You're forfeiting the game because you had 21 guys rostered. That's what happens. That's why our paperwork is crucial.
Yeah. It's
Might
the
not
legal
seem like a lot
document
to
that-
us, but it does
Yeah.
seem like a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be the difference
So-
of making the playoffs versus not making the playoffs.
That is correct.
It can be
so,
big.
but I love that part. I love that moment. I love when we take a new set of referees out on the ice. Okay, they're mismatched. Every once in a while, you have somebody with some gear. We're getting that more because a lot of people are coming back. But they normally don't have gear. Some people, still, even though you put it in every email and tell them and everything, they still show up with a cage. I don't know how people think that they're going to blow a whistle with a cage on.
I will tell you, I wasn't me on the seminars that we work, but people did ask the question. I don't have the shield yet. Can I show up with the cage? And they were told yes. We don't want to turn them away.
Yeah,
We get that, but
No.
yeah, it's just doesn't work very well. Every time you do the drill,
You're
like
gonna need
you
a
can't really
shield.
do the drill. But my favorite thing at the
You're going to
seminar,
need a shield when you ref.
yeah, of course. But my favorite thing at the seminar is to challenge them before the seminar start, when we're in the classroom portion or the Zoom portion, about how easy it is to drop the puck. And everybody there thinks it's really easy. And I just say, just remember that I ask you this question. And I can't wait to get them over to show them how to drop the puck. That becomes, everybody thinks it's just so easy. And then they can't drop the puck.
I personally feel it's very easy.
Can't drop the puck. It's not that.
Yeah.
Not that
I personally
easy.
feel it's very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy, Scott. Although after 24 years, it's very easy.
Very easy for me.
Yeah.
Very easy for me.
Yeah.
But you have to
Yeah.
learn how to do it, and it takes a little practice. But it's just something that everybody. I think every parent, even every coach, thinks it's simple until they actually get out there and they have to do it.
Yeah. Till you see the real referees that plant it, it spins.
Yep.
On the ice. Yeah. That's
Down and I like when it has that like 1 inch pop back up. It went down so flat it starts to come back up an inch. Then you nailed it.
Well, it's real interesting. Like after you've been doing it a long time, like because the guys that when the higher levels, those guys and women, they get that puck so fast. Your hand has to be in and out of there so fast. You are literally throwing that thing down, and it's hard. Like, it's going down hard. What's interesting is then you'll, do a youth game, to do something, like a lower-level youth game, to fill in or do whatever. And you're throwing it in there, and it's doing that every time. And the kids can't hit it. They're slapping around because of it. And then it's like, oh, I should probably tone that down. They're not going to take my hand off.
Set it down there basically or whatever. But yeah. I just think it's because when the new referee or new officials come out, typically the puck is going down instead of going down flat like that. It is going down like this,
Sideways.
like a rubber ball. It's It's an
The thumb.
adjustment, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. So what else
Yeah,
do you enjoy about
well,
doing the seminars?
I love what you were just talking about, puck drops. I think that's the best. A, to watch. B, to see people get so discouraged, and then all of a sudden they land one.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, good. I can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Because once you pretty much have got it a couple times, you're going to get better and better and better and better. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy that, and I enjoy just being with the other instructors.
Oh, yeah. Anytime we're all together, it's camaraderie. We're normally in a group of 2 or 4, and maybe there's another group in the officials room or something like that. But seminar, we might have like 10 people out on the ice. So it's a team party for us. It's just a good time, hanging out and having some fun, and sharing some of the knowledge that we've learned, that we've become accustomed to doing, and it's fairly easy for all the people that are out there. They're very skilled, and they do a great job with it. And I think it's fun, when we do the mock icings, I always find that to be fun because, the puck goes down there and, they come down there,
Sorry.
It's like, ice, and like the puck hasn't even crossed the blue line. They, in the game, they'd get it right. If they were sitting on the bench, they'd be yelling at us because they know, but the minute they actually have to get out there and perform the mechanics of following everything, skating,
What?
getting the whistle up, getting the arm up, doing all the things you have to do and put them in order, it's a whole different ball of wax, okay? And it's kind of fun to watch. And they
the
get it
best
too.
part-
They're like, oh yeah, I can't believe I screwed that up. Yeah, it's not that easy. It gets easy after a while, but
it's not that easy. And just remember, when we simulate this thing, it's just one person shooting a puck. Like, there's nobody else. It's just a puck, a red line, and a stick. That's it. So all you got to pay attention to is, did they sweep it across the red line? Are they across the red line? Were they behind the red line? Did it cross the goal line?
But
Like, it's not real difficult, but yet
we have a number.
everybody
of
knows
misses.
what icing is. Everybody knows what icing is when they're playing and yelling at the referees until they can't do it with one person with a stick.
Well, that's
And
like
you know
offside.
what?
You're playing
We have to
JV
bring
at a
him in
state
every time.
championship team, and you've got the puck on the blue line, and you've never crossed into the zone, and the official calls offsides on you when your other 2 wingers head in there, and you're looking at the ref like, what are you talking about? Like, well, you're playing at this level. You should know the puck's got to get over the line before you're going to be onside. It's amazing to me. I mean, you would think, like, you're playing pretty high-level hockey. You should kind of know that by now. But, this is what you see.
Oh, wow. It's shocking. It's
It is.
shocking
It
to
is.
know sometimes.
It is.
So,
It's entertaining.
But I think it's just an overall good experience. I like to do it, especially, there were a lot of guys that helped me out, and they did these seminars, and they suggested that I get into it and help out. And you know what? I'd much rather help out with seminars every day of the week than, referee another game. I like the seminars better, even though I could referee during some of those. It's a good break at the beginning of the season. I find out, too, that I'm able to be on the ice with some people that maybe I don't get to referee a lot with. Plus, I get to see some newer officials, and you know what? I've always been one that if I see an official, hey, I'm going to try and give them, hey, you need to talk to this person, and you should probably do this and that. Let's see where we can get them, because somebody gave me that knowledge, and, we don't know where that official is going to go, and let's say they live 50 minutes out of, like, normal areas. Well, nobody may ever see them again, and it's a good time to look at officials and, say, hey, this official has a potential. We should try and, get him more involved.
Well, speaking of
it's just
potential,
one of
we
those
were going to
things.
share some news last week, and it slipped our minds.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
that's a
will-
good one.
Yeah, let's share some great news,
ahead.
okay? So we talk about these seminars and helping people and, how good it feels, because it's a give back. Anytime, it's not charity, but it's a give back. And anytime you can give to somebody in some way that helps them, you feel good. And so as a result of all this give back, I'll let you share the news.
I'm not going to share the official's name just because I
Oh,
didn't
really?
ask him, but
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped the ball on it. But
All right.
one of our Chicago officials was invited to the NHL Combine due to his outstanding accolade at camp that he was at one of the USA Hockey Summer Camps. So we're proud of him. It's good to see. He's a young guy. He's like 6'9". He's huge. But no, nice kid, works hard and does a good job. So I'm glad that he stuck with it. He's going to school full time. And he's refereeing out there as well as working some in the ODP. So, it's just nice to see, another Chicago native. We got a lot of them right now working all over, in all different things of hockey. And
We do.
just nice to see another one go. It's just,
Yeah.
it's so worth every minute that we put into stuff and the seminars and, the assigners that have somebody, hey, let's give them a shot on this. And they knock it out of the park. So, a lot of people are thinking about officials, so don't think that there's no place for you to go. If you want to go somewhere, you definitely need to say something too, because some people they might not be considering you.
Make your
just-
feelings known,
it's not on
or your
purpose.
wishes known. Make your wishes known. And let me say, I had the privilege of speaking to a parents group the other day from one of the teams, and that was one of the things that we briefly discussed with them is, yes, we have some of the best officials around, and you hope to see those at your games all the time. But remember, these people all are working other leagues and they're moving up, and so some of your top officials may not even be in town for the weekend. They may be working, an AHL game. They may be working the East Coast. They may be working, any whatever you call it, any.
Well,
PHL, but
Samantha that we had on the show, she's in Denmark right now.
wow, and we just
Working
saw her a couple
IIHF.
weeks ago at one of the seminars, so that's very cool. Good for her. What is she working out there? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't remember the level. I'm not going to try and even BS anybody. I totally
But just
do
think
not
about
remember.
that you could go from being a grassroots official here, working a might split ice game or a squirt game, to traveling the world and being paid to do it. And being paid to do it, do something that you love, and what a great opportunity. I mean, that's something that may never come around for you in your lifetime if you didn't get into hockey. You may never have been in one of those places. So it's funny how fate works like that, and it's interesting. And always be careful what you wish for, because you just never know. You want to be in the NHL,
Well-
maybe you will be in the NHL. Maybe you want to be working, AAA U18 games. It can happen for you. Whatever you deem you want to do.
The one thing
Brett.
I can say, well, I know it's the Women's World Championship,
has-
but I isn't there a level of it, if I remember correctly, the 20s or something like that?
Yeah, is
I
it
know it's divided up.
Yeah.
I think,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. But so, anyways, but yeah, I'll never forget my dad. Finally, after me refereeing all these years and doing all this stuff, he was like, all that money that I paid for you to learn how to play hockey. I'm like, yeah. He's like, it finally paid off. So I'm like,
In
okay,
the referee world,
like,
it paid off for you. Yes.
well, I got to go. I went to so
part of
many
it.
places, so I have friendships all over. So
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was
that
pretty
came
cool.
from
I just
officiating.
I went up to Michigan a couple times and worked, and I thought that was pretty cool. Stay overnight, hang out, like work your games. It's different from being here. It's a different schedule. It's a different way of doing things. It's a different buildings, different ref rooms, different people. It's cool, and if you don't have a chance to do that, and we're seeing a lot more of those opportunities come around, because it seems like the rest of the country is trying to use some of our Chicagoland area officials, because we do have some great officials here, and we have a quantity of them with all the rinks that we have, but we still have a shortage. It's still a shortage. That's just the way it is.
Hey,
So
different ref rooms, same musty odor. But, different ref room. You're right. Yeah. So,
maybe worse.
All right,
than
let's
some.
end it on a
worse,
fun
yes.
note. This was fun.
Yeah. Well,
So I had a good time.
Well, we hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you all for checking us out. Great to see everybody checking in. Alan checked in. Eric, Brett, Flavory Soup 39. Who is Flavory Soup 39? What is a Flavory
Crow.
Soup 39? Is that like
Crow.
a chicken noodle soup? Is that like Campbell's number 39?
Hey. It's Alexander Crow.
Oh, okay. Crow, what's up, buddy? All right. Brett says top full team. Yes, top.
Okay,
full
so it's
team.
the top women's division. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, I won't BS when I don't know. It's not worth my
Yeah.
time.
I feel you. Wags
So,
is watching.
Oh, wait.
The legendary Wags is watching. My man. What a great guy. Got to get some games in, Wags. Got to get back on the ice, buddy.
He's already trying to plot his own way. But all right.
All right.
Have a good week. Oh, actually, we're off.
We
We are off next week, buddy.
Next
Think
week is
about
a
what Monday
holiday.
is.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Brad's union contract says he doesn't work holidays. I'll be here by myself. No. No,
Well,
just
as
kidding.
long as you're talking and not pathetically just
Right.
sitting there,
Yeah.
I think people can deal with it.
Like that one video when I was trying to fix everything in the new updates.
Yeah,
And I
that
can't
was
delete
funny.
it. That's the worst part. I went back in. I cannot delete it. I cannot get a delete
And I
button
can't
out of
either.
that. All right. Well, you guys
Oh,
have
that's
a
funny.
great holiday. The season kind of starts up unofficially this coming week. So enjoy yourselves. Be safe out there. Take an extra game. Have some fun. Give it 110% and, be passionate about what you do. Be passionate about that call. Boom.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And if people are looking to ref, please let them know. We still have seminars coming up.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Have
opportunities.
you got all your stuff done? Have you got your crest yet? Your 2022, 23 crest?
I will admit I have not taken my open book exam yet.
I'm working
Just
on
the
mine.
one thing I
I'm
have
working
not
on
done.
mine. I'm not showing you the answers, but I'm working
What's-
on mine.
What's funny is I was actually at the rink the other day for one of my kids' practices, and a woman handed another referee her son's level 1 open book test, and
What?
to look at it. No, like he'd already filled it out.
Oh, okay.
The kid had already
'Cause I
filled
was
it
gonna say,
out.
like,
So
if
he
you're
had
level
filled-
one, you kind of need to know the answers to the questions
No.
on your own because
He filled it out, and I grabbed it from him. Like, let me just go. I went through it, and I just marked the ones that he needed to take a look at again. No answers. Go take a look at these. You got to look them up. They'll get it. So it's just one of those things. But I was kind of amazed. Most of the ones that I would think most level ones would miss were the ones he obviously went into the rule book for and got the answers. And then some of the simple ones that a lot of people think they know the answer to are the ones that they got wrong. So it was very interesting to see. But
Well,
hey, you know what? They can go
let me
back
just
through
say
it again.
this, and I don't know how USA Hockey feels about this. I'm sure they want everybody to take their own test, but I just think I don't want to call it a community thing, but I think if you have even a few people that work together in a way where you each do your own test and then you assemble afterwards and you kind of go through things and, compare to get what you need in terms of an answer, because you may not understand it and somebody else will have had a different answer. And at that point, you can open up the rule book and you can compare and talk about it.
It sparks a
discuss it.
debate.
Yeah, because I think that's really healthy, and I think it's a great way for somebody, when you just come in, it's very overwhelming. And I've told you guys this before. Maybe 20 years ago, I sent away for the test in the book. And that, here I got this test this thick and a book this thick. I took one look at that. It was like, nope, done with this. Not even a chance. Not even going to look at it.
Mike,
But if
Mic
you
drop.
had somebody that would, Mike, $1,000 mic drop, boom. But
Yeah.
if you had somebody, where it's almost like a mentor situation to help you progress through all the modules, like, hey, let's work on, let's do 4 or 5 modules right now, or let's do, let's look at 5 test questions. Let's just do it little by little, so that we can get it done versus just being overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I got 50, I got 100 questions, I got all these modules, I've got safe sport, I've got this, I've got that. Break it up a little bit. If you need some help, you need some questions answered, you're not sure if you're looking at the right rule reference in the book, because some of the rules, it's not that easy to find them. You may have to go to the manuals to get some of this stuff. Know that there are 3 manuals out there. If you're a newer official, you're not going to see the intermediate and advanced manual questions, but you will see the red book that you're going to get, the little workbook. It's the beginner manual.
You don't get it anymore.
I was told by some guys that they got it. Some people at the seminar, because I thought the same thing, that it was PDF. But they told me they got
unless
it.
they started sending them out.
Yeah, I can't answer that, but somebody said they have it. It's like the red man. We have them. We got them. So I don't know.
I did see a couple kids with them though, because I thought it was odd too. And I was like,
yeah.
But then again, like if my kids went, I have copies of them. I would just give them a.
Are those updated is the question, because some of that stuff has changed. Some of the information in there that was in there before was not up to date with rule changes from last year and face-off locations and stuff. So I don't know if I know they've updated the PDFs, but I don't know if the printed version, if you're getting something that's new, I can't answer that. So Brett said,
I would think.
Brett has chimed in. He said, yes, they've started sending them again. Okay.
Hey,
Brett, do you
those
know,
manuals are worth it.
When was the information updated in there and printed that they're sending them out? Is this something that they've had for a couple of years?
March 2022.
Right. Okay, well, that's great.
Just answered it. March 2022.
Oh,
so
yeah, okay.
Just done.
Perfect.
Okay.
So good. They've got everything up to date. That's awesome. So you need to know this one. And then, next year you're going to need to know I believe it's the white manual is the intermediate, right? Or is it the blue? I got a 50-50 chance here.
Intermediate's white.
I got a 50-50 chance here. I'm going to say it's white.
I'm going to say it's been a long time since I even looked at the cover.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's
I won't lie, I haven't looked at it in a long time because it's material that I already know. I mean, unless they changed. I think the last time I looked at it was when they changed the face-off locations where we went to the 9 dots.
Right.
Because there was some stuff in there about it. And I looked at it, and that's all in the basic in the red one. So,
a lot of it is informational in terms of positioning. So, we have the modules that you can look at for positioning too, whether it be the 2-man, the 3-man, or the 4-man. Let's see. I'm getting a message sent to me here. I better look at this one. Okay. Okay. Very cool.
Your package has arrived.
I know it's the red one. Oh yeah. So no, I got a kid forgot his on Saturday or Sunday, but yeah, it is updated March 2022. So I don't. If I cover my eyes and put this up, you guys might be able to see it. So there you go. So
you can see it. That's the basic
officials manual. And you have to. If I do this, you'll never see it. But the minute I cover my eyes, you see it comes into focus. Isn't that amazing how the cameras work? Because it's got eye detect.
Now I know. Yeah, now I know how my phone knows it's me when I'm trying to get on my bank account.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Scott, let's go.
It knows your wife, too, when somebody's trying to get in that bank account.
And it says, no way.
And your kids.
No way. Not a chance.
The boys are getting in your account. All right. Well, we're going to run. Everybody have a great, happy holiday, end of the summer. Enjoy it. Our season is going to be full tilt boogie. I know it's coming. It's not full tilt yet, but by October 1st, or will it be sooner than that? Will it be before October 1st?
What, the beginning of the season?
Yeah, when's it full tilt boogie?
I would say October 1st is late, but yeah, around there. Just expect that there's going to be games everywhere.
Yeah, enjoy that dinner that you're going to eat out and, maybe a couple of adult beverages or something like that, because you're not going to be doing that for about, 6 months, 7 months? Mid-March. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a while, everybody, so have fun while you can. Get that last golf game in.
So we got lucky. I got a text message as well from the district referee in chief because he jumps on every once in a while. They are sending out the basic manuals.
Yeah,
those are the ones they're sending out.
That's the red one. So if you want to learn more, the advanced stuff, the intermediate and the advanced manuals, they're PDFs, they're free downloads. USA Hockey has them. And if you haven't gotten the mobile rulebook, I know all the guys that are watching this show already know that. They've got the mobile rulebook. But if you're watching the replays, the case book, that one, it's in the mobile rulebook. That's the mobile rulebook. You can download that for free. If you're a player, you're a coach, you're a parent, you got a question about a rule, the answer's in there. You just have to find it. May take a little work, But, you can find the answer to your question in that book. And if that doesn't work, you hit us up here on the show. Brad Baumruck would be more than happy to address your concern. Because that's what this show is
correct.
for. I've told parents, like, come on here. You got a question. You want to understand something, why something was done a certain way. Here we are. Every Monday, 5:30 p.m. You can get an answer.
And Scott, you are correct. And you know what? And since you keep pointing out, the spot that I sit in now, I will definitely make sure and forward that question on to you so that it can be answered, so that my time can be spent while doing something else.
So you're the delegator in chief. So you're not Ricky, you're dictator in chief.
I'm just kidding. I'm more than willing to help anybody if anybody ever
Ricky
wants
is
anything,
now Dickie, okay, everybody? So he's got a new name.
All right, let's go.
Dictator in chief.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
All right, on that note, I like it. We hang up on a good note.
Yeah, let's go. All right, have a good
we'll
week.
see you guys on
have
the
a good
week
holiday.
from Monday. We're taking next Monday off. We'll see you a week from Monday. Have a great holiday. It's the Ref Room from Chicago. Scott Smokin, Silz, and Brad Baumruck. Peace
I'm
out,
crying
everybody.
over here. Have a good week.